This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the fast and easy way to make a beautiful website. Can't afford it. I just want my own food. I remember once I went to Starbucks. They are so delicious. Pleasers kind of disappeared, especially sandwiches. We love sandwiches. Yeah, personal space doesn't really belong to me anymore. So I was like, oh my god. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas and enjoyed it as much as you could. I know it's been such a weird Christmas time for everybody, so I hope you made the most of it. And 2021 is soon approaching, which is crazy. If you guys are new here, hello, my name is Georgia and I am British, currently living in Singapore. And today I thought I would talk about some British habits that I have lost since living in Singapore. I've definitely adopted some more Singaporean habits and lost a few of my British habits. So I thought I would share some of those with you guys today. So if you like this video, be sure to thumbs it up. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from me. You can also go find me on Instagram if you want to see more of me off of YouTube and in everyday life. Let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, something I've definitely had to get used to is that personal space doesn't really belong to me anymore. In Singapore, it's very common for, I guess, people to be standing in your personal space. So if someone's queuing behind you, they could be standing, like queuing very, very closely behind you, or pushing past you, that kind of thing. Personal space isn't really a thing here, and it's something that I've definitely had to get used to. It depends on the person. Either you care about your personal space or you don't, but I guess like growing up in the UK, we have always been taught about giving people personal space. I know, for instance, I've got a funny example. Once I was in the UK and I was standing behind someone behind an ATM, and I didn't realize that I was standing very close. I still don't think I was standing very close, but the woman literally snapped at me. She was like, do you want to be any closer? And that is the kind of reaction you would get if you were in someone's personal space in the UK. Likelihood is that they're gonna shout at you and not be very pleased about it. So getting used to that in Singapore is something I've definitely had to kind of adapt to and just get on with it. So yeah, personal space doesn't really belong to me anymore. Okay, another one is sunbathing. I think a very British habit is sunbathing. We are sun worshippers. Because we don't get much sun throughout the year in the UK, as soon as the sun comes out, the Brits are ready to go. We get our t-shirts on, we get our shorts and flip-flops on. It could only be like, it might even be like just 18 degrees, but to us we're like sunshine, heat, and we will sunbathe. We love sunbathing. We love to get that vitamin D and we love to have a good tan. And when I first moved to Singapore, I still had that mindset. So I was sunbathing as much as I could, like maybe 5 days a week. I was just lying out in the sun, absolutely loved it. And then I started to realize like I was aging and I was like, oh God, sun damage is real. It's a real thing. And I always like never understood why Singaporeans were so scared of the sun, but now I totally get it. It's not that I'm scared of the sun, like I still enjoy the odd day sunbathing, but I am not in it all the time. I'm definitely more aware of it. I wear SPF on my face every day. I'll carry an umbrella around to shield me from the sun. It's something I'm definitely more aware of, and the effects that the sun can actually have on you. I'm definitely not as much of a sun worshipper as I used to be, and I just fake tan. Like this is all fake. Okay, another habit I've kind of, yeah, I mean I've pretty much kicked is watching TV all the time. The Brits love television. I think that we have really great TV shows, but we are like very much a television nation. Like all of our conversations kind of revolve around television shows because they are really good. But obviously here I don't have like all the UK channels. So usually in the evening at home we would just sit down and watch TV like all night long, whereas here I have a VPN and I have a few select TV shows that I do like to catch up on, but that's it. It's not like I spend hours and hours during the evening just watching TV all evening long. So I think that that's a little bit of a habit that I've kicked. Just before we continue, today's video is kindly sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is the fast and easy way to create a beautiful website. Squarespace enables individuals to create their online web presence or launch their passion project. I am a bit of a noob when it comes to creating websites, but Squarespace makes it so easy for you. Their interface is so clean and it's honestly a pleasure to use. They have hundreds of beautiful templates that you can customize by yourself. You can drag and drop, and it makes it really easy. So if you guys are maybe setting up an online shop, or if you're just looking to create a website of your own, then do give Squarespace a try. You can click the link below if you want to head over there for a free trial, and then when you are ready to launch, you can use my promo code, which will get you 10% off your first purchase of the website or domain. So big thank you Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Let's carry on. Have any of you guys watched Gavin and Stacey? It is a really famous British TV show, and so James Corden used to be in this famous TV show, and now he's obviously got his own like late night show in the US. But there's this really funny from Gavin and Stacey. I'll link it below because I'm not sure I can insert it in this video. There might be copyright problems. Typically in the UK, it's quite common if we went to an Indian restaurant or a Chinese restaurant, people would like to order their own dishes. I personally wouldn't. Like, I used to love sharing and having a bit of everything, but Justin, for example, I've got a couple of other friends, British friends, they like buying their own dishes and just eating that dish because they're like, it's mine, I don't want to share. If I share, then it means that other people will be eating my dish, and it gets very complicated. But when you come to Singapore, you realize that sharing is such a huge thing here. Eating together is like, it's like a communal thing, especially for families. It's very common just to have a bunch of Asian dishes on the table, and then everyone has a bit of everything, which I love. I think that is the best way to do it. But I know a lot of Brits come here and they're not used to that way of doing it. They're like, I just want my own food, I just want my own dish. But yeah, that habit of kind of only having your own dish goes out the window when you come here, and it's sharing, and I personally love that. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like sharing a bunch of different foods on the table, or do you like just having your own dish to yourself? Let me know. Another funny habit, I could never afford to get taxis in the UK because they are so expensive. Like, a taxi would be my last resort if I was in, it was desperate times and like I needed one, because they are so expensive. In Singapore, however, it's always been so much cheaper and so much more affordable to get taxis here. It's really nice to have the option. I can get the MRT, I can get the bus, or I could get a cab if I needed to. And that's really nice to be able to have that option. Whereas before I was just like, no, can't afford it. Habit I've lost is buying bread and pastries from the supermarket. The bread section and the pastry section in UK supermarkets used to be one of my favorites. I used to love getting like a nice big French baguette or a lovely bit of tiger bread. In Singapore, unfortunately, the bread section just does not cut it. Although there are a few bakeries in Singapore now that have popped up and their breads are delicious, but I can't seem to find any in supermarkets where I'm like, yes, that is delicious. If you guys are looking for some really yummy bakes, go to Marks and Spencer's. They are definitely more expensive in Singapore than they are in UK Marks and Spencer's, but head there, buy some of the bakes from the bakery section, and let me know what you guys think, because they are so delicious. Like their croissants, pain au chocolat, their cookies, and they sell some really nice breads there, the same ones that you can get back home. So yeah, do go try those out and let me know what you think. But not as much of a habit as mine, which is probably a good thing, because my doctor literally said, stop eating so much bread. This habit, ordering a cup of tea in a coffee shop, is just not something I do in Singapore. I don't expect Singapore to be able to make the perfect English breakfast tea. Like, I don't expect it, because it's Singapore. Like, they don't care, they don't drink it, so it's fine. I make it at home. I'm just saying that it's not really you're not really able to find it in Singapore. I remember once I went to Starbucks and I asked for an English breakfast tea and I was absolutely mortified because they put English breakfast tea bag in with frothy milk, half cappuccino, half tea, and I was like, Brits are quaking right now. So yeah, Don't expect to get a proper cup of tea here, just make it at home. Yorkshire Gold tea bags. Recently got into it in the last 6 months. I was like, where have Yorkshire Gold tea bags been all my life? That they trump PG tips now. So if you guys want a proper English breakfast tea, go buy those. I think for cars to stop at zebra crossings is a habit that is very normal now, for cars to be crossing zebra crossings when you're maybe halfway through a zebra crossing. If you're not in their way, they're gonna go. So that's something I got used to. Like, it was quite daunting crossing the roads here at first. I was like, oh my god, they don't care if I'm in the road. They don't care. So that's something I had to get used to. Eating meal deals is another habit that has been kicked, probably for the best. If you guys don't know what a meal deal is, if you go to most supermarkets in the UK, they'll have something called a meal deal. It comprises of a sandwich of your choice, a packet of crisps, and a drink, and you get that for like £3, so it would be a meal. And most people would reach for a meal deal for their lunchtime. So obviously there's no hawker centres, there's no hawker food. We'd have a nice bland sandwich, a packet of crisps, and a drink. Very common lunch for Brits, especially sandwiches. We love sandwiches. I got to say, sometimes I do miss them. Sometimes I'm like, I really fancy a meal deal, but it's not something you ever find here, so that's another habit I've kicked. Or another one, taking baths. I miss having baths so much. Now, you can get apartments in Singapore that do have baths. Unfortunately, we don't, and we've never had one in Singapore. And when I go home, I have a bath all the time. Like, it's my go-to. I'd rather have a bath than a shower because they're just so relaxing, and I think that's it. It's just like, oh, just soaking in a nice hot bubble bath. At the same time, I'm like, would I want one here because it's already so hot? Would I want a hot bath? Probably not. It's definitely a habit that has gone, but every time I go home, I head for the bath. I'm like, get the bath running, I'm getting in it. Another habit is being overly polite. I've caught myself that I don't really say please anymore, and I think that's quite bad because in the UK, pleases and thank yous are like mandatory. If you don't have a please and a thank you, it's considered rude. So what I tend to do now is I ask a question. So I'll be like, can I have some ketchup? No, I'll be like, do you have any ketchup? And they'll say yes, and then I'll say thank you. So I find myself saying thank you a lot more than I say please, but I know that if I did that in the UK, someone will pull me up on it. Like, I just know it. If it, like my friends or members of staff, they'll think, why are you not saying please? So yeah, some manners have kind of gone out the window, but I definitely always say thank you, but please has kind of disappeared. Complaining about public transport is a habit that's completely been kicked because Singapore public transport is amazing. It's so punctual, it's so well run. I know Singaporeans will disagree with me, but honestly, you guys don't know how good you have it. Yeah, Singapore transport is top notch. You may have the odd delay every now and then, hear about it on Mothership or on the news about people complaining, but honestly, compared to the UK where I would have to get trains a lot and there would be constantly train maintenance, or this train is broken down, you have to wait an hour to the next one, or you're gonna have to take a bus for an hour because the train's broken. There is always breakdowns in the UK, and it used to be exhausting. So I'm so thankful for the efficient transportation here. It's unbeatable. All right guys, I think that is enough. I hope you enjoyed hearing habits that I've kicked. If you guys have any habits, no matter where you are in the world, maybe if you've moved abroad or if you live in Singapore, leave your habits that you've kicked down below. I always love hearing about them. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does help me out. Just hit that like button, and of course subscribe if you want to see more. So thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.